Hi, I'm Emma Teal. I'm a second year bio-NATSI, and I would love to have the role of Accommodation and Services Officer. I think I'd be really good at it and would listen to all of your concerns. My policies are all on my manifesto, but I'm only going to address two of them now in slightly more detail. The first of which is an extension of the open door policy to aid the balloting system. I would like to introduce an online database which would allow people to kind of look at features of rooms before they then go and knock on doors to go take a look at it. It would include things like what the bathroom was like, what view the system has, and things like that, like Wi-Fi strength. I found a system online which is quite similar to the one that I would like to introduce, and I'll put the link up on my Facebook events later if anyone is interested. My second policy is to do with introducing an online formal hall booking system, which allows groups of people to sit together in a pre-specified space and see how many tickets are left over and who's already attending the formal. I think I'd be good at this because I'm in charge of food at the Selling Snowball this year, and I've developed a strong relationship with Matt, the head chef, and have good insight into how the whole catering actually works and where the costs of different services arise from. Secondly, in my sixth form, I was in charge of a team that helped to renovate the sixth form common rooms, introducing things such as beanbags, sofas and stools to make it a more social and happier place. So vote for me, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you can smell my feet, but I'm going really hot, so yeah. Hi, I'm Eleanor. I'm a second year historian, and I think she voted for me as Selwyn Connected Accommodation and Services Officer. I think I'm enthusiastic, hardworking, and therefore I'm determined to bring about the very necessary changes to college amenities that will make the coming year more comfortable and enjoyable for everyone. I thought I would take this time to expand upon my manifesto and hopefully convince you that I would be a good person for the job. So, if elected to the role of Accommodation and Services Officer, I would work with college to tackle the rising prices of food and laundry. Although college, part of the issue is to do with the rising living wage, I think a cheaper option is definitely possible. I would look at pasta bars and the idea of meal deals, because at the moment all the prices seem to be very similar in hall, and I don't think that's really feasible when steak costs like 20p less than pasta. To do this, I would try and work with KUSU to look at hall options across the university to see what other methods colleges are using and try and bring them to Selwyn. I would also aim to keep the bar open on a Sunday night, which really can be a busy time. I think the key with both of these points is flexibility with college. Nothing can be gained from going in too strong. We have to listen to what college has to say and work with them. Secondly, I would try and make the JCR more appealing. I think it has the possibility to become a really great space to be used as a social hub. It needs a revamp. I want some pictures in here. I really want a sofa. And if elected, I would try and use my budget to make this area feel more like home. Similarly, with the TV room, I want to make this a more accessible space. Apparently it gets really hot in there, so we can look at bringing a fan in, and also look at getting new games consoles. I heard people talking about PS4, but that doesn't really mean anything to me. And also the possibility of BT Sport for football. I would finally continue Matt's ballot system. The open evening worked really well, and I would try and ensure this happens again. Essentially, I think I'm a friendly, sociable, and therefore approachable person, so all years should feel comfortable coming to me with accommodation-related issues. Thank you.
Great, thanks for that. So we've got time for three questions for contested positions and 2 questions for uncontested. So, do you want to start with?
So you both had quite a lot of ideas about improving this room and some of our services, but the JCR's budget is quite limited. What will be your main focus in terms of spending money?
I think this room, because at the moment I don't really come in here that often apart from on Sundays, and I think it would be nice to expand it. So sort of as well as the bar, we have this area to chill in, because the bar is quite sort of alcohol focused, but it would be nice to come to a place where you don't feel pressure to drink, and basically a sofa and cushions and comfy chairs in here could make it a more open space for everyone.
Yeah, I would largely agree with that. I think it needs improving in terms of a space to kind of hang out and chill. like, definitely sofas and more seats are definitely a good idea. I mean, the first time I actually came back down here this term was like a week ago, and I forgot this place actually existed as a place to come and chill out, so that's probably quite a bad sign of how, like, little people actually come here when it's not tea shop or any other time. So yeah, more chairs and well, just a place to hang out, really.
One of the main issues with getting the bar open on Sunday is the fact that Alex demanded us to not have football there. How would you encourage more people to use the bar?
I would have to work alongside the end officers to kind of introduce more social events which encourage people to, like, go there either in the evening or introduce things such as maybe like a coffee machine to get people just carrying out there and maybe work in the bar. Because some people do actually quite like going there to work, but there isn't really that much there often, so yeah.
I think introducing drink deals would be a really good idea. So some other college bars have like a cocktail, and we don't really have that option at the moment. And I also think, yeah, working with ENTS officers could make the bar a more social space, and like the introduction of quizzes there. And I don't believe that on a Sunday night it couldn't be busy at the bar. I just don't believe that. I think with people going out on a Sunday, it could become a really good space for everyone to come together before they go out. So I think making sure that Alex realises that people would be determined to use the bar on a Sunday is crucial.
Just in the last 3 years, year on year, the college have put each rent band for the room at like £5 every year, which means that effectively I'm paying 400 quid more per year than I was in my first year. What would your response be if college decided that they were going to put the rent band up by £5 again this year?
I think our attempts in previous years to involve QSU haven't been very effective, but I think actually this is an issue that we could really utilise their power and look at the rents for other colleges and how it compares to the space that we have in Selwyn. And I think working with the JCR committee as a whole, particularly the new Vice President, to sort of force the issue to QSU and try and really get them involved in helping our campaign, that would really show college that we're serious about the issue of rising prices.
Firstly, I would like to talk to either the person who basically wants to actually put up those charges in the first place and ask them why they are increasing that year upon year, and if there's actually a specific reason why that's actually happening. And then, gather student support to actually, make them understand that this is an issue that we're all very concerned about.
Great. All right, thanks so much.